Hi everyone, hope you're well. This is CoinsKid. Just going to XRP. Once again, thank you for your support. Okay, big of the CoinsKid crew. So I've relayed an opportunity on XRP this morning for the Discord crew, and this is what I do. If I do spot little patterns, bullish or bearish, whatever, I will post them in the Discord as and when I see them. And it's a lot easier for me to do this than obviously making videos every single day for you guys. Okay, I do like to travel a lot, and I am very busy doing this, that, and the other. The lady in my life, she's got me doing a lot of jobs around the house at the moment. You know, ready for summer and things like that, spring clean, so to say. But anyway, aside from that, you know, XRP, I will keep you updated as best I can, but if you're looking for more real-time updates, definitely get involved in the Discord straight away off the bat. Look at all this bullish divergence down here. You know, we've got loads of bullish divergence down here on a 15-minute. Equally got all this bearish divergence up there. What happened? You know, I'm going to say Bitcoin, do apologize. XRP came back. You got all this bullish divergence down here. Look what's happening right now. XRP is trying to make a move back up to the upside, and this is what, you know, I trade on the channel. Just early in the week, we did see XRP push into the buy zone on the micro, and equally the micro market zones was 30% of the, you know, the market was sitting in the buy zone. So we've seen, you know, some nice moves from the top caps. So this is why, if you have missed out, then there are still opportunities here. All you got to do is come to the index, because obviously you see Bitcoin come up, go sideways, Ethereum come up, go sideways, XRP, so on and so forth, because they're top caps, you know, they're high market caps. So once they do that, that's just a trigger warning. Okay, look further down the list at the lower caps, and you'll find them opportunities. To find them opportunities, all you got to do is click the buy link, or obviously filter the buys. So right now you can look at these opportunities. We still have opportunities where coins are still in the micro buy down there, printing multiple bullish divergence, just like XRP I've shown you, multiple bullish divergence down here, and have not done anything. They're still sort of coming down the stairs. So I think there's a trade here on JUP. Okay, so whether or not it retraces to these levels, time will tell. But what we do have, if you take a look, is a whopping trade as a potential scenario on this particular project. JUP, where we've broken down below all this support and not necessarily back tested it as resistance. So right now, JUP for me is a buy, because from here right now, you know, you got a little retracement of roughly 1.9% into 041410, but if it continues, you've got 047130, which is a 16% trade, and if it continues even higher, you've got a retracement into 053302, which is support, broken down a god candle, not back tested it. You've got a whopping 30% trade right there, and you can trade this on Blowfin or Bybits, entirely up to you. Links in the video description. And this trade, all this bullish divergence down here, printing the buy signal on the CoinsKid index, was only brought to my attention by this index in the micro buy signal zone right there. So it's just micro trading on a daily time frame, looking for trades, long, short, whatever. Now equally, as confluency analysis, you want to look at the ultimate fear and greed index and see what it's doing. Okay, so this middle line is a custom indicator that I create for the CoinsKid crew that tells us when to long and short this market. Let me teach you how to do this right now. So this is the ultimate fear and greed index. The middle line is a custom indicator I created. Let's drop the macro line out. So this micro, pay attention to this, okay, because this finds trade optimal entry points for longs and shorts. Example, last week on Monday, the micro fear and greed peaked at 82. It was a warning shot. Whenever you start to see this go bright red, it's a warning shot that you're looking at some kind of correction soon. Okay, with that, what we saw is a lower low in the index, a lower high, sorry, and a higher high in the Bitcoin price, and obviously XRP. So with that, that was a bearish divergence. Okay, and this is really important. I'm going to try and code this into this to give us a trigger warning. Okay, bearish divergence, bullish divergence, so on and so forth. I'll try and get it into this indicator as best I can for you. So basically, Bitcoin continued to come down the stairs, and the trigger point was your red sell zone, bearish divergence on the next close, and boom, it's dropped like an absolute stone. Come down, beautiful. So anyway, at the bottom here, we've started to create levels. Okay, so when it goes green, this is why you need to pay attention, because you are entering buy zones. Red, sell zones, green, buy zones. So from here, we came down, we went to 24, 25, 25. But what was Bitcoin doing? And the price action with XRP and the cryptocurrency market cap, it was making lower lows, but the index was making higher lows. So basically, you're creating a bullish divergence. So you've gone from bearish divergence to bullish divergence, and lo and behold, the micro is telling us opportunity, boom, we're coming up from there. But right now, we are turning a little bit red. The market's getting a little bit overheated, but we've not quite seen the red zone being tagged yet. So we'll keep an eye on that, because if we start to see the red zone being tagged, if I go to the left, you can clearly see every time we see it being tagged and it goes bright red, you know, you get your trigger point, you get your higher high, your lower high, boom, you have your correction come in. You get your trigger point, you get your higher high and your lower high, boom, you get your correction come in, where you turn dark green, and again, that's a window of opportunity to come back up the stairs. So it's just little micro trading using a micro ultimate fear and greed index on CoinsKid.com that I create for the CoinsKid crew. Now, equally, there's something happened for those people paying attention. We had to see something that increased the probability of a major move up in XRP. Let me show you exactly what that is on another indicator I create for the CoinsKid crew. So looking at LD on CoinsKid.com, you can get this into your indicators on TradingView. I've taught you about this before, but basically a sharp drop in liquidity dance after a spike signals cash re-entering the system and encouraging investment. So we've seen this big spike up as Bitcoin and crypto is coming down into the earlier week right there. We've seen this big spike up, and right now we're seeing liquidity come back into the market as Bitcoin, XRP, many other altcoins are trying to push up right there. So, right on tandem, look at this liquidity coming back in. Beautiful. So we saw a spike up, liquidity came back in, a huge move to the upside. So what we want to see is liquidity being withdrawn again, which increases probability. Okay, we're looking at another correction, another pullback in the crypto market. So we'll pay attention to this. Now, the bigger macro move, if we zoom out, is the fact that this white line, if it's in an uptrend, crypto XRP is in a downtrend. If this white line is in a downtrend, crypto XRP is in an uptrend. Currently, this white line is in a downtrend, and currently the blue line, which is your Bitcoin and obviously XRP as well, is in an uptrend. Really, really simple. So respect this until this starts to break out to the upside and does something like it did there in April of 2021, where it's coming up consistently, making higher highs and higher lows. I still think we're in the realms of this bull market here for the crypto and risk on, basically. Although at the moment, obviously, it doesn't feel like it. So let's dive into the XRP chart right now to see what we can see going forward. Okay. So look at XRP on the hourly time frame. At the moment, there's a little trade here, possible little reversal pattern that relayed to the CoinsKid crew. And again, you always have an invalidation point. The invalidation point is the head. Okay, so possible little inverse head and shoulders pattern here for XRP going forward. I relayed this to the CoinsKid crew this morning as and when I spotted this potential scenario. So possible right shoulder, similarity between that shoulder and that shoulder. So this will be your head. This will be where you've got your stop loss if you are in any longs. And if we do start to take out this neckline, then you're looking at reversal at least from this neckline into this leg of resistance there, which is a target I was giving you earlier in the week on this buy zone that we jumped into. Basically, this God candle back test just there for XRP at roughly $2.30. Now we may go beyond this for XRP, and I'm going to show you why. Because if you take a look, we've got a double top drop scenario here. Here's your low, here's your lower high, and then you've dropped through this support just there for XRP. And you've not necessarily back tested $2.40, and nor have you back tested $2.30. So it may be a case that we've got this inverse and shoulders pattern here, doing something like this, breakout back test, and we slowly but surely work away to these levels of resistance above, where I would expect another rejection, where you come back, look for the high-low structure from this low, and then that's it. And like I said to you, I think we're completing the correction at that point. That would be my primary at the moment, and obviously I'm looking for the invalidation. So at the moment, if you are in any trades, just move your stop up to $2.02 to invalidate this possible inverse head and shoulders pattern on the micro back test. See you later. So they're key levels of resistance above $2.30 and $2.40. So if you are looking to trade XRP, I would highly recommend Bybit or Blowfin. The link's in the video description. Blowfin's an amazing non-KYC exchange for the likes of people that are banned in certain countries, like myself in the UK. You can use Blowfin with no problems. But again, if you do jump into this trade, put your stop at 202, and this is where your leg of resistance is, $2.30 and $2.40. Okay, God candle back test just there, God candle back test just there, double top drop, not back test to the resistance, support as resistance, sorry, and exactly the same here, double top drop, not back test this leg of support as resistance. So I think that that's the minimal target off this reversal pattern that we're creating right here for XRP. It doesn't mean XRP is going to take off in space and go to $10 overnight. It's just part and parcel of the big macro correction I think we're going through. Let's zoom out on the daily time frame to see what we can see for XRP today. Okay, so looking at XRP on the daily time frame, we have flipped red on the CoinsKid ribbon. Now whether or not this has any meaning going forward, time will tell. Obviously I've not got a crystal ball, but we did flip red way back here in October on that final little drawdown just there for XRP. It came back up into the ribbon, made the high low, a lovely little ascending triangle like this. Okay, so we'd come back up the stairs, made a lovely little high low, look at that little ascending triangle, and then it broke out. Look at this beautiful little pattern. We traded this for anyone that remembers, right on cue, right in the bottom there. We flipped red on the CoinsKid ribbon. So like I've taught you before, I think that what we've got, that represents wave 1, that represents wave 2, this represents wave 3, and I'm talking about the green buy dot, red sell dot, green buy dot. This represents wave 4, and what we've not seen here is a final 5th wave that represented by a green buy dot. So possibly if we bottom just here, okay, and right now we come up impulsively, correctively, and we do something like that over the next few weeks for XRP, we will see a green buy dot just there, like we did there, which will represent your wave 5. And from there, we've got 1 into a 2, into a 3, into a 4, into a 5, like this, okay? And that's your final leg up, where you've got a macro 5 waves from this bottom in July. And at that point, I would anticipate a deeper macro correction right there for XRP. So that's my primary at the moment. Obviously, I'm looking for the validation. In the short term, I can't guarantee that XRP is going to compress and break out, but it does look as though on XRP side at the moment, we've got this high level support, you know, we're ascending level support, where we're getting this descending level resistance as well, where we're compressing towards the apex of a potential triangle right now, which we've been looking at with yourselves for a very long time. So right towards the bottom before the breakout, XRP flipped red on the ribbon, and right now we're flipping red on the ribbon with a potential reversal pattern just there that brings us up into the ribbon. Then look for the higher low, breakout, green buy dot, fantastic. And this is something you could wait for as a potential scenario, because obviously I've not got a crystal ball. I can't guarantee it's going to play out like this, but if XRP breaks down below center of support, I will sell and I will buy back at $1.64, and I'll put bids at $1.26, and it just means that we're in a bigger correction than I actually anticipate here. But I'm going to give the XRP the benefit of the doubt. I've shown you that I think that this is a W X Y correction, and this is basically an ABC, an ABC, an ABC, an ABC, an ABC, and then boom, we break out like that. So that's currently my primary, and I'm looking for the invalidation. I think this is a complex wave 4 correction. This is your wave 2, this is your wave 4, this is your final 5th wave to the upside. So that is currently my primary. Are there any clues to this? Well, possibly if we take a look at the CoinsKid crystal ball right now, it shows liquidity being withdrawn in December and liquidity coming back over the next few months. So from left to right, if we compress and print the green buy dot, wow, you know, I'm all in, and look for the big breakout to the upside. I wish I had most luck. If you are looking to trade XRP, I would highly recommend Bybit and Blowfin. Blowfin is an amazing non-KYC exchange. Hope you enjoyed that update. Stay healthy, stay strong, stay tuned. Take care, everyone. Back to another update in XRP. Bye bye.